Hey, everybody. Now we're all grooving over here to the 80s music, right?
Makes me want to jazzercise.
The
Right?
pseudo, what is it? Pseudo, what did you at? Depeche Mode, pseudo Depeche Mode.
Yeah, I think I had asked for Depeche Mode. But I mean, okay, so if you've watched American Horror Story 1984, the intro music to that is like the most badass like intro music, I think. And if I could just yoink that intro music, I would. Because it's like the best. And part of it is like a jazzercise. Like there's a flash of some like a jazzercise class. Of course. Because it was the thing to do.
Oh yeah.
I remember in fifth grade, we had a teacher's aide, and she was a jazzercise teacher. Miss Brown. I remember her. She was all about the jazzercise, and the guys were all about Miss Brown.
I bet. You know, we had a we had a waitress that worked for us when I was bouncing, and she was one of these very very 80s like leg warmer, little tennis shoe wearing, the whole like what did they call it? Were they not jazzercise?
Aerobics.
Yeah, aerobics.
Yeah, aerobic. She was all this, all kinds of this aerobic. That's how she looked and she dressed. And when she would dance, she looked like she was doing aerobics.
Was she doing the whole like arm swinging, like body, like yeah? That was a dance. That was a dance back in the day too.
The toe to heel step, and
I remember that dance too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was afraid to dance. I was super embarrassed. Like I was so self-conscious. I was the most shy child in the world as a teenager. You would not recognize me. I was so shy.
Yes, Tina, like Jane Fonda workout. Yeah, that's exactly what she looked at. So she was like 5'11".
Oh my gosh. It's like Gumby dancing out on the floor.
She was tall for a woman. And she should have been blonde.
But she wasn't.
She wasn't, but she should have been.
What are you saying?
She was a little ditzy.
Okay. Just making sure that's the direction you were going with it. Should have been blonde, but she wasn't. You saying she was doing a disservice to us brunettes?
Well, she was.
Saying maybe yeah. Okay, anyway.
She was not the translator type,
She wasn't the translator. So how was everybody's Christmas?
Mine was good. Got to see all the kids. That very rarely happens to get them all down here at one time, and had just a nice non-drama family Christmas. It was nice.
Sweet. How about you, Joe?
It was good. Same year, got all my kids together and grandkids, so there was a good 12 of us in the house at one point. And same with like what Tex was saying, is drama free. Usually my daughter it's mainly my daughters, man. They start poking at each other, and then before you know it, as the hours pass, and then it's like, and I'm like, dude, it's Christmas. Quit talking like that. Like, I don't any 364 days out of the year, y'all can cuss to the high heavens. I don't care, but it's Christmas, man. Come on. But I didn't have to. It didn't go there. It was actually, very peaceful and serene. It was nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, youngest kid made out like a freaking bandit, dude. I swear, Jen. Yeah, because he's the only non-adult child, so he's basically almost like an only child. And Jen just spoils the crap out of him. So he probably collected more gifts than I got through the entire 1980s.
Oh my gosh!
Electronic drum set, and but the worst one, he loves rocks. He's a little kid. He put rocks in his pocket. He loves it. It's the thing. So Jen got him a rock tumbler.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's 24 hours of the most horrific noise.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I have one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that for Lucas a while ago. It is, yeah. It's something you want in the other room. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's in our guest bathroom.
We bought my grandson. We found it. It's a magic trick set. Learn to do magic tricks. And I'm thinking, and when we bought it, I'm like, oh, we're going to be doing. He's going to be magic tricking all night long, right? Everybody, pick a card or whatever, I'm like, oh boy. He unwraps it. What is this? It's a box full of magic tricks. Oh, cool. Those are the way. Yeah, I never heard another word about it. I'm like, okay. But he got very excited about the lightsabers that he got. So
nice.
The lightsabers.
Lightsaber.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, one of the coolest ones that Jaden got, and they used to have them back in our day too, but now they're just so much cooler. Is one of those. It's kind of like a little circuit board, and you can put the resistors and LED lights, and you can make different projects out of them. But now they've gotten them so down that they're like they double snap on top of each other, so it goes not just on a flat board, but it also goes, I guess, horizontally. So it'll be like this one goes on level 2, across to this, and so like we sat around and made like a bunch of little circuits that did like voice detection and stuff like that, so you can talk and the LED blinks while you talk, and teaching them about electronics and stuff like that. So
he can make his own
pretty cool. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, no doubt. But it just blew my mind how, because the ones that we had, they'd take you all day to do one circuit. You know what I mean? You'd be sitting there frustrated. And this is like almost like comic book style. It's like snap R4 into, on top of R3 and over to a 2-piece bridge, and then back up to the battery pack or whatever.
Yeah, with ours, you could almost mistakenly build a nuclear reactor out of them.
Yeah, no doubt.
This Christmas was weird for me. I did not feel it at all.
Weren't feeling it, huh?
Wasn't feeling it. Wasn't, and I don't know if it's age. I don't know what it is, but the last few years, I just am struggling to feel it. Like I put the decorations up, I do everything, necessary for Lucas. It's hollow on my part. I'm just throwing it up there. But I mean, it comes and it goes, and it's like another day for me.
Well, but this year, I mean, you kind of had a good reason, though. I mean, because you got a lot of stuff going on personally.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, it's a pretty crappy time of year anyway. I mean, my father passed away on the 30th of December, right. So that looms, and then Riley on the 7th of January. So like going into the Christmas season, it's not like forefront in my mind, but I find that I get depressed anyway.
Yeah.
So I struggle with that regardless, for the last, since 2010.
Right.
So however, 14 years, it's been a struggle, but, I've gotten past it in the past, but like the last few years, I'm just like,
yeah, you just get this over with.
Exactly. I'm like, just doesn't feel like it. But, when it comes and goes, and then once it's done, I'm like, oh, it's gone. Like, I feel like I missed the train. Like, I feel like I missed something because I just didn't get into it. Even though I try, I just didn't. And I feel like total FOMO, like I totally missed out on it.
I get that. I went through that. I went through that for a couple of years. Like you just kind of phone it in, and it's just like just go through the motions and
Yeah,
hey, Merry Christmas.
I don't want to because I like this time of year generally. I like opening it up. I like making it special for Lucas. Like you saw the pictures. Like I do my house up for Lucas. I do everything that I can. I try to make it special for him and Chris and everybody that comes over because I host Christmas and Thanksgiving. So I don't know. This year was just like meh. And then, oh my gosh, right? So I bought all this food. I got everything ready. Everybody's supposed to come over to my house. They did. They showed up, right? Christmas morning, I made Christmas breakfast like I always do. All right, everybody's opening gifts. I get up. I start making preparations. We're going to eat at 2:00 because my friend has to drive back down to Houston. So I want to make sure we eat in time for him to get on his way. And then one of my daughters and my mother-in-law and Lucas typically go to my husband's uncle's house, right? And aunt and uncle's house after our house. So I'm like, we need to eat early because they need to head on over to Cup Hell where these people live. So I was making everything. My friend splits before I'm done cooking, right?
What?
Yes. And then my daughter, Lauren, my youngest daughter, she's like, I'm just going to leave. She just like hauls ass. My oldest daughter, like her and her boyfriend show up in the morning for presents and breakfast. And then they leave, like disappear for a few hours. And then they reappear like right before it's time to eat lunch. And then, dissolve, like disappear again. I'm like, this is jacked up. Now I don't want to cook for any of y'all. I'm annoyed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ungrateful shit.
No shit. I made this giant pot of wassail. I made this I didn't even drink. I should have been drinking. I didn't even drink.
Yeah, there you go. That's half the problem right there.
I'd have been a lot more festive and probably less annoyed if I'd had some alcohol. I just didn't.
Yeah. Wes says, I found an old Sears Christmas catalog at my mom's house. Can't believe we had real chemistry sets for kids.
Oh yeah, like actual chemicals.
Yeah. No, it's actually last 2 years. All three of them, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Like it snuck up on me so fast that I didn't have time to, get in the Christmas mood. And so, like every December, from December 1st till after New Year's, in my car, I set my entire playlist on nothing but Christmas songs to try to usher in the feeling. And I was just finding myself just zoned out, driving back and forth to work, not even paying attention. I don't know. It didn't feel, last year was like that too. Like even Halloween, I was like, oh yeah, it's Halloween. And usually I'm like, oh yeah, it's Halloween. But no, I don't know what it is. I'm starting to buy that conspiracy that time is moving faster than it should. I don't know if y'all heard that one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that it's since we're in the new timeline that it's actually like shaving slices of time off. So a month feels like 3 weeks instead of a month.
Now I figured it's just because I'm old and time's getting faster. The Grim Reaper's just speeding the clock up for me. That's what I figured. He's sitting there like winding the clock up fast. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Luigi, I want to have you on. I want to have you on the porch and talk about flat Earth.
Okay. I mean, I'll talk about it. I don't try to convince anybody anymore. I did like the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 years that I was into it. I'd be like, all right, look, blah, 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 and try to go off on it. I no longer do that. And there's a couple reasons why. Is because a lot of the sources that you can pinpoint, they're embarrassing to the whole culture. Like I was watching this one dude today, and like everything so like one of the instances, right? They'll have like, okay, the sun's in the firmament and blah blah blah, and they'll show you know, drones, or not drones but balloons going up, and they'll show the flat earth and the sun way above it. And then you have ones where they're like, look, it's proof, and you can see the sun and you can see clouds in front of it and clouds behind it. They're like, they're resting in the clouds. I was like, well, wake up, make your damn mind up, because it can't be both. You know, kind of like what we were talking about with the size of the earth in the moon landings versus other pictures of it. It's like, it can't be either the size of a quarter or the size of a $50. It's going to have to be, you know, uniform. So that's part of it. But mine mainly is I stopped looking at what I was indoctrinated with and just started looking with my own eyes, right, and just going, okay, yeah, that doesn't make sense. You know, if Mercury is in between us and the sun, how do we see it at night? You know, like stuff like that. I'm like, wait a minute. It's in between us and the sun. How am I seeing it way out here if the sun's way back there? You know, then that means that it's not in between us and the sun. You know, stuff like that. But that's just me. And you know, I'm one of them people who I believe until you actually know, you know, you don't really know. So you can't go, it's just a belief system, right? Like, right, if it's not happening in this house, I don't know. I don't even know if there's a real government other than the fact that they take my money. You know what I mean? Like, I can see all the TV I want, but that don't mean it's proof. When I was a kid, I was actually thinking about this. When I was a kid, you know how they would in elementary, they'd ask you, and they're conditioning you for whether something is a fact or an opinion, right? Or, you know what I mean? Fact or opinion, right? They'd be like, but the things that tripped me up were the ones that I didn't know was a fact. So it'd be like, fact, the world is, you know, 75% water. Or is that an opinion? And I'd be like, well, I don't know if it's, you know, that's what I'm told, but do I know? So do I know that as a fact? So I'd always get hung up on those kind of questions. Right. So I guess that's where it lies in my nugget, you know?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm down to talk about it. I just don't debate it. You know,
well, I'm not gonna, like, see, that's just it. I don't want to debate it. I want to ask questions because I don't know.
Right.
You know, I just want to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And like, I'll send my guys. You're one of these guys that can actually have a decent conversation without getting defensive about it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another one too, man. Yeah, it's such, dude. I remember when I first brought it up to my mom, like, she damn near disowned me. I was like, look, this is just what I'm seeing. Like, you shouldn't be able to see the skyline of Chicago from, you know, the other side of Detroit. You know, it should be under the curve, you know, at least partially under the curvature. And I'm like, but you can clearly see it. And they go, oh, well, it's a mirage, you know. And it's like, I don't give a damn if it's a mirage. If you're on the other side of a hill, I'm not going to see, you know, the entire ground level. I'm going to see the tip of the tower. You know what I mean? Like, that's all there is to it. So I'm just not buying the narrative. But yeah, but I'm down, man. Whatever.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll set it up.
It's got to send the invite, man.
Yeah. Just send me the invite. Shoot me the info.
Will do. So we were going to talk Christmas horror movies. I was looking at your list.
Yes. Christmas horror movies. Yeah, I've got a whole list, but I'm curious about the people in chat, what they consider their favorite Christmas horror movie. Because this is just a list that I could think of. Like I like rare exports. I like the 1974 version of Black Christmas. There's been 2 other versions of it, but I like the original 1974 version.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. When you sent the list, it had the 2010, I believe, version.
No,
like,
1974.
I could have swore it said 2010.
2010 is rare exports.
Oh, it's in front of it. Dude, stupid Breezy.
Get your lines right, Breezy.
Yeah.
Then there's some that people might not have heard of, like There's Something in the Barn that I've talked about, right? It's got the little tante in it.
Yeah,
And
I was
then,
I was going to watch that and I forgot about it.
Gotta see it. And then there's P2, which I think a lot of people don't think about, but I like P2. I think it's a thriller. I don't know if it's really a horror or a thriller, but
What is
guy's a psycho. He's killing people in it, so it's a horror movie.
Psycho 2? Is that what it is?
No, it's P2.
P2.
It refers to a parking garage. It's this girl or this woman who is leaving her Christmas party late, and there is a security guard that's got a crush on her. He's been stalking her. And he essentially traps her in the building in the parking garage that's shut down for the holidays. And he's stalking her and eliminating people that get in the way. Let's just put it that way.
Gotcha.
It's a decent flick. I like it, and I love the actor who's in it. And I forget his name. Yeah, gosh, I say I love him, and then I say I forget.
John Saxon?
No, he's in Yellowstone. He plays the shithead brother.
Oh,
he's also in Ghost Rider.
Goat Rider.
Yeah,
He
I know who
plays-
you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, no clue. I know that
Dang
do know that the director for Black Christmas was the same director. The 1974 was the same director as
Wes Bentley.
Christmas Carol, right?
Oh, really?
You're gonna shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story, yeah. Same director. So he actually owns, like, under his belt, 2 of the greatest Christmas movies, even though they're completely on different sides of the spectrum.
Totally different things.
Right.
Well, you've got my favorite one listed.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Nope. Gremlins.
Oh, Gremlins. Yeah. Can't forget Gremlins. And it's a scary movie. When that first came out, I mean, it was geared towards children, but we all know how Disney and every other adult back in the day just loved to traumatize kids. It was marketed to children. But as a child, because it came out in 84, and I was 11 when that came out. That was scary. Those little green bastards were scary. And I was thinking, God bless. I don't want to put water on anything after midnight or feed anything after midnight. Definitely don't want to wash anything with fur.
because you got this little cute thing. It turns into these, god awful critters.
Yeah. Little green snotty looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all greasy looking and mean. But
Yeah.
fangs.
And that was also like one of the long-running traditions of Corey Feldman being in horror movies.
Yeah.
Because he was in Friday the 13th Part 4, Lost Boys, and Gremlins.
Yeah.
So it was like, where's he going with it, And also, I guess if you kind of consider it a horror movie, it's not a horror movie, but by a horror author, which would be Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So he became synonymous.
you could call it action, maybe, right?
Yeah.
action kind of adventure, an adventure movie for sure, like Goonies. Goonies was adventure for sure for children. You know, he was in that Mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
And then, of
Well,
course,
if they would have added the original dream sequence from the book into that movie, it would have definitely gave it a horror aspect. Because the dream sequence when they're sleeping around the fire, and so like in the movie, it's where they're burying his brother, and his dad's like, it was, you know, the wrong boy died basically. Yeah. And but in the book, he was like in the middle of the lake or middle of the pond, and all his homies were dead, and they were like zombies underneath there, and they're like trying to drag him down. And it was the kind of the speech that Chris Chambers gives him, where they're not they're not your friends if they're going to drag you down. You know, it's that same.
It was a social comment, yeah.
Right, but it's freaking horrorish, horrorish, not horrorish.
Child's nightmare, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I back to Gremlins. Yeah, and a lot of people argue about whether Gremlins is actually a horror movie. I mean, it's definitely horror comedy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, like okay, they're unaliving old ladies by throwing them out the window from their
speeding up their
speeding up their
whatever that thing is, the lift.
Yeah, the lift. Yeah. And you never forget the chick's story about her dad. Like that is dark. Like when she's talking about how they had the fireplace lit, and they started smelling a freaking weird smell, and then it got
I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah, her dad didn't show up for days, and they finally called the police, and he was going to go and pretend that he was Santa Claus and climb down the chimney, and they burnt him freaking alive. Yeah, that's horrific. I don't care what anyone says.
So our list that I put out there for anybody who didn't happen to read the description on YouTube is Silent Night, Deadly Night, that 1984, Krampus and from 2015, Rare Exports from 2010, Black Christmas 1974, Gremlins 1984, E2 2007, There's Something in the Barn 2023. And then I gave honorable mentions to Jack Frost, 1987, not the Michael Keaton version, but the actual snowman, like killer reincarnated snowman one, because he's such a perv, and a pervy snowman just makes me laugh. And then Santa's Sleigh in 2005, because Goldberg, the wrestler, plays Santa Claus, who goes on this rampage because his backstory was that he's a demon that went around killing people on Christmas, but he lost a bet to an angel that forced him to be nice and give out gifts for 1,000 years. And his nice sentence just ended. So now he's back to his original FU ways and is going around just murdering people left and right. And then Elves, which is actually a Netflix like mini series. It's not really a movie. It's like a short run series from 2021. And it's not in that one. It's kind of an honorable mention because one, it's a series, it's not a movie, and two, it's not necessarily about Christmas, but it is about elves in the forest. So I thought it was interesting, and I think you guys should check it out. So just so everybody in the chat's up to date, those are the ones that I put down that we'd be talking about. But if you can think of one that isn't on the list, then let us know.
I got a couple. I'm not in the chat, but these I don't think that they counted as movies, right? But remember in the original movie of what was it? Well, there's one in Creepshow, Creepshow 2, which was the Thanks for the ride, lady. I mean, I
I
guess
think
that,
so.
yeah, that's kind of Christmassy. But the one in Tales from the Crypt, the movie Tales from the Crypt, where the lady's in the house with her kid and hears that there's a lunatic that
Yeah.
escaped from an insane asylum. Like, that's classic as shit, you know. But I mean, but it's not a whole movie. It's like a 15 piece of a.
But that's along the Silent Night, Deadly Night kind of thing, right? Where the guy's dressed up like Santa trying to get into the house,
Right.
right? Where and I'm trying to remember because Silent Night, Deadly Night, I've seen it a bunch of times back, like in my 20s, but I haven't seen it probably in, 20 years. So it's been a minute since I've seen it. But I want to say that he was traumatized as a child, then that made him go on like a psychotic spree at Christmas dressed as Santa with an axe.
Yeah. That's what his is. I can't remember exactly either. I think like his parents were murdered or something around Christmas, and then there's like a montage. I remember the montage of him at the shopping mall or whatever, and he's like it's like corny classic 80s music, and he's like living his best life, and then all hell breaks loose, and then before you know it, he's in a Santa outfit.
Right. I remember him like storming around like with this dingy Santa outfit.
Yeah.
I remember that more than anything. And he just looked like an alcoholic, like stepdad to me. Like some greasy alcoholic stepdad. Well, oh gosh, what movie is it? You smell weird. Oh, it's Elf. You smell like sausage. Let's see, Santa Claus. I don't think I've seen that one. There's so many, man. When I was researching this, there's so many that I haven't seen, like the Gingerbread Man.
Yeah.
You know, there's a ton of Krampus movies. Like,
have you seen all the? Now it's the whole Gingerbread Man versus Evil Bong.
Right. Yeah.
There's like 30 of them. It's crazy.
So there's Santa Jaws, which is a shark with a Santa hat on.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw that when I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, there's a few that I'm just going to have to check out just because they look like some awesome B movies. And I'm always down for a good B movie.
Santa Jaws.
So Silent Night, let's talk about Krampus. Have you seen that movie, the 2015 one?
Yeah.
That was mass marketed?
Yeah. I wasn't a fan just because I hate when they put well-known actors in horror flicks. I'm just like if the actor wasn't that well known in the beginning, like, okay, Kevin Bacon was in Friday the 13th or whatever. Mm-hmm. But when they put that dude, I forgot his name, but the dude from Step Brothers, and then the guy from Anchorman, and it just, I don't know, something about it. It pulls me out of that movie's reality, and I'm just looking at the dude from Step Brothers is like dogging on his wife because she can't sing "Sweet Child of Mine." You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It disillusions me, I guess you could say.
Oh, really? You can't place him in more than one movie?
Yeah, well, I mean, because every movie you see him in is a comedy flick. You know what I mean? So and both of those dudes, they're both just straight up comedy. You know, so it's like I'd see them as funny guys. I don't see them as, them being threatened by, an evil Krampus or. It'd be like seeing them in a Friday the 13th. I couldn't do it.
Well, I thought that it was interesting. I mean, a lot of people hadn't heard of Krampus before that movie. Yeah. I would say a lot of people hadn't heard of it.
It revamped the whole character and made it popular again.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It brought it to the mainstream.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
It was It was I mean, it was scary, but it was funny too, because it had some really good one-liners in it. Right. I mean, you've got the blizzard and you feel very isolated. The snowmen are coming, obviously menacingly getting closer to the house. You don't know why. And then the gingerbread men are like psychos, right? With the sharpened little candy canes. And who hasn't eaten a candy cane to the point that you're stabbing your own tongue with it?
It's a freaking, it's a shank at that point.
It's a weapon for sure. I mean, what great weapon. I mean,
what a way to make a prison shank, huh?
No kidding. It's a schoolyard shank, man.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me at the holidays.
For real.
And then the aunt is so awesome. I love that actress. And she has like the best line. Like, I know, I've lived long enough to know when life's coming at me with its pants down. I love that line. And let's see Rare Exports. Okay, so Rare Exports. Have you guys had an opportunity to see that yet? Because that's another movie, kind of Krampusy.
I have it queued up. I'm going to watch it when we get off of here.
Yeah, that one I liked. And I'm trying to think. It's not, as an adult, it's not spooky really, but as a parent, you can see where it would be a little like, as a child, I can see where it would be very spooky, very scary. Because kids start just disappearing. These things they're stealing kids. And I'm not going to give the movie away since you hadn't seen it. But yeah, it's this mysterious thing at the center of what's going on in this very small Norwegian town. And it's a great holiday movie. And I like how they turned it around at the end. And they turned it into a profitable business. You'll like it.
Yeah, I can't find. Oh, go ahead, Tex. My bad.
No, go ahead, bud.
I was gonna say on the Christmas horror, in the horror genre, that's probably I'm very limited as far as my knowledge of it, because I didn't dig Christmas horror movies. I was like, you can have a horror movie all you want, but leave Jesus out of it. When I was a kid, because I was raised, very, Catholic. So in the beginning, so especially when I was into my horror movies the most, I don't mind zombies, I don't mind mass murders, but that's Jesus's time. So I was like, I don't like this. But I know some of it. That there's a lot of it that, I'm going to be 100 with y'all. I just never saw it.
You should check it out. It's pretty decent.
No, now, yeah.
I'm sorry. I did a search and I found a Christmas Bigfoot movie.
There you go, Donnie.
It's called Pottersville.
Pottersville. Can't say that I have heard of that one.
I've actually seen it. I looked it up and I said, "Oh, I've seen that movie." I'm not going to tell y'all squat about it. You have to go look.
You're not even going to read the synopsis for us? Other than it's a Bigfoot Christmas movie?
Fine.
Can't leave us hanging like that, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
It was in 2017.
Okay.
Why is it? I'm really getting to where I don't like IMDb because they made it. They're screwed their page all up. So Maynard, a beloved local businessman, is mistaken for the legendary Bigfoot during an inebriated romp through town in a makeshift gorilla costume.
Okay. Read that again. Read that again.
Maynard, a beloved local businessman, is mistaken for the legendary Bigfoot during an inebriated romp through town in a makeshift gorilla costume. Now,
how does that translate to Christmas?
Well, it takes place at Christmas.
Does he get shot? I wonder. He's not in Texas.
But
It was my, it was my Christmas.
part of the thing is he walks in on this guy and his wife. Okay.
Is this an
And
adult
unbeknownst
movie?
to him, they're furries. And they're romping around in his living room doing the furry thing, right?
Oh my God.
Sweet.
That's right up Donnie Cho's alley. So I think Donnie Cho needs to watch that. And then he needs to dedicate an episode of Donnie Cho Says Shit to that movie.
But it's got, now get this, it's got Michael Shannon in it, Ron Perlman, Judy Greer. Ron
Perlman's in it.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, he's desperate for work.
Let's see. Thomas Lennon, Christina Hendricks, Ian McShane.
I love Ian McShane.
He's in it. So Elena Hurst, Blake Perlman. Now, I mean, there's quite a few people in it. You know, it was directed by Seth Henriksen.
Who?
Henriksen. Henriksen. I don't know. But yeah, it's Pottersville. It's a magical life.
It is if never mind. Never mind.
So,
oh,
Bigfoot, Santa, furries. Hey, it's got it all, right?
Apparently.
Poncho
I would
says he
think
met
Ron
one.
Perlman would be the Bigfoot, right?
It's got to be. He's got to be. I mean, he was Beast in Beauty and the Beast, the series.
Well, isn't that Ron Perlman? Isn't that that Hellboy?
And he was Hellboy. Yeah, he was the original Hellboy.
Yeah.
And
I liked the remake of Hellboy, by the way.
yeah, it was good.
I liked it. And it got freaking trashed at the theaters. It got trashed to the point they're not going to make a number 2. They're going to make a second one, which kind of disappoints me because I was hoping to see what they would do with Abe Sapien.
That was my favorite character.
Yeah. Who doesn't love Abe Sapien? How can you not?
And he
What do you
was
think about the
in
Color of
Desperation.
Mm-hmm. Did
Color
he
of
hold
Water?
Sarah?
Yeah. What do you think about The Color of Water, Monica?
I thought that was weird. I thought it was weird.
It was.
Like that's like a fever dream kind of weird. Like,
right?
the hell am I looking at? It's not romantic. That's just weird.
Some intercrypted brown chicken, brown cow.
Yeah. I'm not down for that kind of weirdness. Like, I'm okay. Good.
y'all
I don't
seen-
know if I met a hot Bigfoot. You know, there's a possibility.
Have
you're
y'all seen Under the Skin yet?
Have I seen what?
Under the Skin.
No.
Y'all need to watch Under the Skin.
Oh God, what's it about? Hold on, let me Google it. It's about aliens.
Yeah.
It does sound very familiar. Man, I'm just
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah, I know this one. Yeah, I know this one very well. Yeah, I
I
just
bet
forgot
you
his name. Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
it's
worth watching this.
oh my God.
Right, Breezy?
Yeah. I'm like, babe, go to the other room. You wouldn't like this movie. Just go. Give me 5 minutes.
it's an alien pedo, like adult, like maybe not necessarily pedo.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Well,
No,
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 this is the synopsis that I'm reading. Disguising itself as a human female, an extraterrestrial drives around Scotland attempting to lure unsuspecting men into her van.
Yeah.
Once there, she seduces them and sends them into another dimension where they are nothing more than meat.
They are. And there's a lot of meat in that movie. That's the only bummer about it. There's wings everywhere. I'm like, dude, this is like the 5th wing I've seen already. Come on.
The International House of Sausage.
I'm just seeing her behind.
Quote one of my favorite movies. Okay. I kind of want to see it. I kind of don't want to see it. I don't know.
No, it's actually a pretty cool movie.
Yeah, it's and the director is one of those. He's one of those cats that uses absence of a lot of communication, absence of noise. You know what I mean? Where it kind of like just leaves your brain up to more imagination. Kind of like David Lynch does a lot of times, where it's like you're like, you don't know what's going on. It's not telling you what's going on. So you kind of have to kind of like put it together psychologically in your own head on what you're actually watching. You're like, okay, I know this chick is, but there's no definitive, what would you call it? Like a, yeah, there's no definitive story about it or keys to the story.
Well, what's crazy is her character, in a sense, is very childlike.
Yeah, it doesn't know anything. Yeah, it's like learning as it goes.
Yeah.
No red, but I will 100% take it, much to Donnie Cho's dismay.
Michelle Yeoh. I don't even know who she is.
No clue.
Okay, so when they say that she's taking them to another dimension where they're nothing more than meat, it makes me think of Midnight Meat Train.
No, yeah, no. I see where you're going, but no.
No, there's no sex in Midnight Meat Train.
No, what it is like, just for an instance, like, okay, on one of them, and they go down like this a lot. It's like she guides them into like a room, but you can tell once they get inside like the house or whatever they're in, they're not in our dimension, because it's like completely black, and she starts walking, and undressing, and as they start undressing and following, she's walking on a level plane, and they're starting to sink into water. And then once they're completely under the water, they're still hooked on the spell. So once they're completely underwater, they're looking up, and she's standing on top of the water that they're looking. So that's where it gets into the interdimensional. Yeah,
Gotcha.
It's pretty cool. But you get to see Scarlett Johansson's booty. Give it that much.
That ain't all.
Yeah, that ain't all. But I'm keeping it clean.
So every man's going to go watch Under the Skin now tonight. Or Father'sville, depending on their particular fetish.
Right?
It's going to be one or the other. You're welcome.
Maybe both.
You're welcome, world.
There's
my
another
goodness.
one that if you like mermaids, watch Cold Skin.
Oh, I did see that. That's kind of mermaidy.
Kind of.
Hold on, let me Google it, because if that's the one that I'm thinking, I don't think they were really mermaids.
With the lighthouse?
Yeah. Because they were walking around on land.
Well, yeah,
right. That's more God, not Kelpie. Is it Kelpie that I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I just thought it was a version of mermaid.
I'm trying to think.
Mer people.
I'm a merman, pops. Merman.
Kelpie. Spirit. Because I thought the Kelpies are the ones that, okay, described as white or gray, and they say they keep their hooves, taking human form. So, yeah, Kelpie are the horses. That's not what I'm thinking of. God bless it. What are the ones? I'm blanking out. It's not a Kelpie, but they shed their skin. They shed their skin, and if a man finds their skin and hides it, they have to stay in human form. And a lot of times they'll take them as wives. And they're good wives, they're good mothers, but if they find their skin, they'll put their skin back on it and take off back into the ocean.
Oh, so they take the mer skin.
They look like seals, kind of.
Okay, well, they call them in the synopsis of it are amphibious creatures.
Yeah. Jason Momoa is my favorite mermaid. Donnie Cho. Just for the record, Jason Momoa is Donnie Cho's favorite mermaid.
No.
Selkies. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you. Selkies and Kelpies.
Daryl Hannah is my favorite mermaid.
I forgot all about that movie, Splash. That was
Splash, yeah. Oh, yeah. I couldn't forget about that movie if I had to. That came in right on time.
I watched a movie called Bad Fish the other day.
Bad Fish?
Bad Fish.
Did it give you indigestion? What was it about, Tex?
It's mermaid. There's another one out there called, let me look it up. Let's see. I can find it real quick.
If you ever see the band Bad Fish come to town, if you're a Sublime lover, go watch it. It's like
I love Sublime.
It's the closest thing to seeing Sublime you'll ever see.
Really?
Bad Fish, yeah. They put a damn good show on. And sounds, plays, exactly. I mean, close your eyes and you're at a Sublime concert.
Here's a little thing. Bobo used to be a roadie for Sublime.
Yeah, there's another mermaid movie out there called Mermaid Down.
Is that like okay? Is that like Watership Down, but with mermaids?
Well,
Santeria.
I think we talked about it not long ago. It's about this guy catches a mermaid. He's a psychiatrist, and he puts her in a mental hospital.
Nobody'd believe her. All right.
I'm loving it already.
He chops off her tail.
Rude.
Since she's on land, she grows legs.
So did it turn into legs, or did he just cut off her tail and legs spread out of the stump?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the one where she like accidentally splashes water on herself and she runs to the bathroom and they follow her in? I guess it's like in an institution. And they follow her in and she's a fish in the freaking bathtub, like all splashing around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like kind of like the same as Splash. If they're dry, then they
stay a lot darker
human.
though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Heard a drink open. That'd be me. Budweiser. Budweiser and rum. That's what I drink. Oh, that rum and I was telling, I don't know if the chat knows, but so I was making mason jars full of half Werther's Original and half, and fill the rest up with Cap Morgan's rum, and giving them out for Christmas presents on Christmas to my kids. They're all over 21, so. But that stuff came out insanely delicious. Like, you could do a shot of it, or you could put some in your coffee. I'd recommend putting some in your coffee. Like, I don't know who drinks liquor that early in the morning besides me, but I do, and I would love, I'd love to have a permanent supply of it. That way, when I wake up hungover, I can just. Oh. But it was insanely good, insanely good.
So I found a TV show on PBS called Monstrum. Have you heard of it?
Monstrum?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
So this is the synopsis for the show. It is the world is full of monsters, myths, and legends, and Monstrum isn't afraid to take the closer look. The show, hosted by Emily Zarka, PhD, takes us on a journey to discover a new monster for each new episode. Monstrum looks at humans' unique drive to create and shape monster mythology through oral storytelling, literature, and film. So that sounds like right up all of our alleys. And one of the episodes is about the Yule Cat.
You said
whatchamacallit?
There's a link for everybody to go check out. It's on PBS. I am going to be watching that this weekend because I like to learn things. And we'll see if she's got anything that I haven't heard of, because that's pretty cool.
Okay, I'm trying.
You okay there?
Not really. Monstrum.
So one of the episodes, and this is something that interests me, and maybe we can do a show about this, like we can each do a little bit of research on it. Lost in the Backrooms, exploring the internet's creepiest liminal spaces. So liminal space freaks me out. And if you've ever been in a liminal space, it is the most unnerving thing. Like, you feel so just uneasy. Like you are somewhere you are not supposed to be, and you feel it every second you are standing there.
Well, they have one on a Lechusa.
Yeah. Lechusa that ain't no joke. That shit's scary. Shit's scary. I mean, she's a freaking owl woman. Freaking perches outside of your house and makes you sick and die. Shit's scary. Anyway, yeah. But I think, what do you think, Joe? Want to do a liminal space show?
Oh, I'm down because I'm all about that. Especially the what do you call it? You just said it, and I'm losing it. The back
rooms.
Back rooms, yeah. Yeah, because especially that one dude where he's like taking videos and stuff, and he's have you seen this cat? He's like taking videos and stuff, and there's no one there, and then he'll tell people, okay, well, give me a place to go, and they'll go like, okay, go to, it's like in Argentina or something. They'll be like, go to, this intersection, downtown at, 5:30 at rush hour. And he'll go there and there's nobody there. And he was like, look, at the clock. Yep, 5:30. There's nobody here. You don't see, and he's got a bunch of videos out. But the part that weirds me out is because there's no animals either in his backspace. There's nothing else lives but him. And they'll be like, all right, we'll go to the ocean. So they'll go to the freaking ocean. There's not one seagull, not one bird, not nothing. They'll tell him, go to the police department. And he'll go and literally have his camera, go walk into the police department, grab keys to a car, find out which car it is, go in, drive the police car around, and and they'll be like, go to a mall. And he'll do, and there's nobody in there, like nobody around. And this one cat, he's a computer special effects guy. And he's like, dude, if he was actually doing this and like just editing the people out or the noises out, he's like, it would take him probably about 6 months to do one video. And he's cranking out like a video a week. So he's like, dude, there's no way. He's like, even, with everything I know, there's no possible way for him to do it. And yeah, so I'm big on that one. I'm down. Yeah, that dude's, if I find out, I'll send you a link. But yeah, it's just, there's no way. To me, the animals is the weirdest part. You can't go to a beach and not see a seagull,
Right.
Especially, it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Huh.
So like I said, if you've ever been in a liminal space, and you just feel, it's not like the hair on the back of your neck standing up strange. It's just, you feel very unsettled, like I'm not supposed to be here, like vaguely threatened, but like I don't understand why I feel threatened or scared. I mean, maybe it's just that I'm somewhere where there's supposed to be necessarily a lot of activity or something, but I'm not. Like it's crazy. It's very difficult to explain, but it's a freaky feeling.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it weirds me out. Just watching that gives me that kind of a vibe. I'm like, dude, like this dude's in, and he's supposedly he's in 2027. That's what, like, everything around it. It kind of starts off like, what was that movie, like 28 Days Later or whatever, where he's in a hospital and he wakes up and there's no one in the hospital. So he finds a camera and blah, 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 or a phone or a camera or whatever. But he'll leave stuff from the future and he'll tell people, he'll take a picture and tell people where it's at. And they'll go and they'll find the same object. But yeah.
That sounds like time travel.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's not really liminal space, though, is it? But
there's no one there in it, Yeah, it's a back room. There's no one else living or breathing in that world. And then he goes,
if you got into, well, there's all different kinds of liminal space,
right,
because you're going way like like outer, like fringe, like liminal space, like where there's like a literal transition between timelines. And I'm thinking more like I'm in a place that's going to be there. It's going to be there, but I'm in a transition period. Like, let's say it's abandoned or it's in a transit, like it's a place that's normally very active, but I'm in there when it's in a lull,
when there's nothing
going on, right? So in my context or any other person's context, there should be a lot of people, it should be bustling, but I'm there when there is crickets going on. I am literally the only person.
Right.
It's like those
it's in a transition between its busy phase and its unbusy phase. That's its liminal space. That's its liminal time.
It's like those movies where they film New York and there's nothing but paper blowing across the street.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
It's like The Last Man Alive, like the Twilight Zone movie or show.
Yeah, but it's not a permanent, like that, but like in a temporary setting, right?
With what was his Burgess Meredith?
Burgess, yeah.
Well, he wears glasses.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Oh yeah. There's that one, but the very first episode of Twilight Zone, I think it was called "Is Anybody Here?" But it's basically the same concept. But it turns out in the end, because he's like going around, he's like, "Hey, is there anybody around?" And goes to a cafe, goes and but it's the episode 1, season 1, and can't find anybody. But then it turns out he's an Air Force dude, and the Air Force is like conducting an experiment on him, like, so he's passed out, and they're like, "All right, bring him out of the simulation," blah blah blah,
It's almost like a Truman Show type thing.
Yeah, type of a thing. Yeah.
So there was this one time that I know I've said it before. I don't know if it was here or on one of y'all's shows, but I was at a gas station at like 1 a.m, and it was south of Corsicana. And I don't even think that gas station's there anymore. And it's when you're traveling, because I was driving up from Houston in the middle of the night by myself. And this is like in 2002, 2003, let's say. And like I said, I'm alone. It's 1 a.m, and might have been earlier than that. Actually, I don't think I was seeing Chris. It might have been in the 90s. Anyway, it's a sea of darkness, right, between towns. And I have to go to the bathroom, and I'm almost out of gas. So I have to stop at this gas station. And it is like this. It's like a horror movie. It's like a lone light in a sea of darkness. And I pull up to the pumps, and there's other people there. But it's like an old, like, run down, like you can hear the buzzing of the lights at the, like, above the pumps, and like the canopy is like 30 feet tall. Like, it's one of the old rundown, like, gas stations. And I walk in, and I'm already kind of on guard because I'm, a girl. I'm by myself in the middle of nowhere, Texas, like in the dark, like on a lonely highway. And I got to get out because I got to go to the bathroom and get gas. And I'm very aware of every male around me. And I walk in, and there's guys, obviously truckers and whatnot, like hanging out in the lobby. And I asked where the bathroom was, and the guy behind the counter was like, you got to go down the hallway, and, down the hallway and to the left. And I go down the hallway, and all of the noise, once I enter this hallway, like, stops. Like, it's like crossing a barrier. I can't really hear anybody up there anymore.
Yeah.
And as I'm going down the corridor, there's like thick plastic sheeting along the walls. And it forms like, it's clearly an open spot that it's like herding you towards the bathrooms. It was a restaurant that they were remodeling, and they were sectioning it off at the plastic for contamination, for dust contamination. And I just remember being just super sketched out. I was like the only woman in that place. And I go into this rundown restroom, lock the door. I'm like, man, if I hear this door rattle, I'm going to get murdered. There's plastic over here like Goodfellas. Like, it was a horror movie. But, it was just that weird sensation. Nobody did anything threatening to me. Nobody said anything menacing. Nobody was doing anything necessarily like creepy. It was just the whole scene, right? And that, I'm not saying that was necessarily a liminal space. It kind of was. I would expect, it was a lot busier during the day. But yeah, coming out, going back into the noise, and, you're coming out of this space. I felt so uneasy until I got back in the lobby. And then, even then, I, paid for my gas, and there was some guy trying to chat me up in line. And I was like, yeah, okay, guy. And then I get back out to my car, and I've got to pump gas with this guy following me out to my car, still trying to talk to me. and, get my gas, and I get on the road and I'm still creeped out driving down the road. Like, it takes a while to shake those feelings.
Right.
If you ever get those weird feelings, it takes a long time to shake them.
I see a pattern here. You have weird shit happen to you when you're driving along.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I just have weird shit happen to me.
You're a weird shit magnet.
I am. I am a weird shit. I'm a weirdo magnet too. I guarantee you I've crossed more than one killer in my life.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm the same way. Because Jason was convinced somebody was going to be wearing my skin that time down in Mineola. So,
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't think that that's unusual for women. I mean, that's being a woman. That's just being a woman, unfortunately. Yeah. You got to be on guard all the time and just.
That is unfortunate.
Fight. Yeah. Like, I'm ready to box at any moment. I can make a weapon out of it. I'm MacGyver some shit. I will
Back off. I got a candy cane.
Paper holder with the springy thing. Oh, gosh.
I'm going to sharpen candy cane. Back off.
Right? That's the way it is.
Granddaughter says the cashier flipped a coin, told you to call it.
Yeah, I mean, this was back. I didn't have any weapons on me. I didn't have anything. Yeah, I want to say it might have been like in the late 90s. I want to say, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I was coming up here to see Chris. I think I hadn't moved down to Houston yet. I think it was my transition between living in Dallas and moving down to Houston. So that would have been like 97. So I was only, 24. Creepy Texas gas stations.
The places that I guess you could say creep me out. I don't know. That I'm kind of leery about are rest stops at night along the highway.
Yeah, those are creepy too.
Yeah, no, I'm usually toasted if I make it to a rest stop. Like, go out and pee. Like, I pull over here.
I guess I'm just paranoid because every time I'm traveling by myself and I got to get out of the car, I'm like,
everything locks up.
For real. I'm like hyper aware of everything. Like, oh, what's that? Yeah, rest stops are super creepy. But I mean, okay, so the horror movie Rest Stop. Have you seen it?
The what?
The horror movie Rest Stop?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah, watch it. It's wonderful. Yeah, you'll love Rest Stops even more after that.
So did y'all actually like physically watch any must go to Christmas movies yesterday?
Oh yeah, I watched The Ref because I got to. It's on my list. It's not a horror movie, obviously, but I've got to see my Dennis Leary movie.
I watched the one that I have to watch every year, and that's Rudolph and the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The Island of Misfit Toys. So.
The Rankin Bass. That's who produced it. Yes, Rankin Bass. Yeah.
I did the one I've been on for the last couple of years, Violent Night. With the dude from
somebody else.
That is so funny. Yes, I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh shit. Yeah. Dude from Stranger Things. He's the sheriff in the Stranger Things.
See, I remember him. Yes, he's from Stranger Things. He's also in The Equalizer.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Crooked Cop and the Equalizer, the one that doesn't get offed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had to watch that. And he does kill a dude with a candy cane. He's like, the dude's trying to break in. He's like, stabs him in the neck with it. But it's like one of those. It's one of those thumb thick candy canes, not like the little number 2 pencil ones. Yeah, that's a great, because it reminds me. It's kind of like, if Sano's in Die Hard. John Leguizamo does a good job in it. The chick Beverly D'Angelo, she's in it. Yeah, I love it, man. I think it's a great freaking movie.
So, did you watch it?
Oh yeah. I watched it last night after everybody passed out. Probably like, I don't know, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Watched it till like 2 or something. 2:30,
yeah, I'm gonna continue to watch Christmas movies through probably the new year, just because I haven't been feeling it, so I haven't watched a whole ton. But somebody mentioned Wedge, and Tilly's mentioned Scrooged, and that is one of the ones that I do have to see every year. Scrooged, love it. Love Bill Murray.
Yeah, Scrooged was good. Jen's more of a Scrooge kind of I'm not so much, but because she's same Groundhog Day. She loves.
See, I didn't like Groundhog Day. That's the one Bill Murray movie I just couldn't get into.
Yeah, she loves that shit. I like to keep my Bill Murray as a Caddyshack and Ghostbusters, like that. Just smart ass freaking.
He was
like mentally deranged. Yeah, like almost to the point where it's horror. You know what I mean? Like, this guy could be a serial killer.
And wouldn't think anything of it.
I like where he plays himself in Zombieland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a great one. In Caddyshack, so no one really knew who he was. Like, he was still up and coming, and he was one of those cats that stays in character through the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So he ate by himself. He didn't, kick it with the rest of the cast. And when he did that, the scene with the pitchfork, he literally poked that dude in the neck to where he started bleeding. And people were like, dude, what,
what's your problem?
What's wrong with you, man?
Who is this guy and why is he on set? He literally scared people, which I think is awesome. There's a couple of
method actor.
Man, I need to see Caddyshack again. Yeah. I haven't seen it in so long. I can quote the shit out of Caddyshack. I love it so much. You want to make $14 the hard way?
You know how Rodney Dangerfield got his part in that movie? So there's a story. Mm-hmm. Huh?
I was just answering Finch. He says he watches Christmas movies year round.
But, I'll watch them in July when it's hot as hell. That too.
But Rodney Dangerfield came into, what was his name? Who's the other Ghostbuster? Man, I'm drawing a blank.
Dan Aykroyd?
No, the dude who directed Caddyshack.
Harold
Ramis.
Yeah. Harold Ramis.
Yeah. I guess he wrote it. I guess maybe Reitman. I don't know. But the story goes is that Rodney Dangerfield came in, and he was notorious for this. He came in with his robe completely open, naked as a jaybird, and was sat down and chopped a big freaking line of coke. It was railed it and was so you're gonna put me in the freaking movie or what? They were like, all right.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's do this. Yeah, he was notorious for that.
Yeah, the late great Ted Knight. The world needs ditch diggers too. Okay, we can wrap it up. I think we've petered out on the Christmas movies now. We're just talking about
Random stuff.
random things in liminal spaces. Any closing thoughts? Anything y'all want to say? Any gestures you'd like to make? Anything? Bueller?
Speaking of Gremlins, on tomorrow night's show at the Breezy Speakeasy, we will be doing Gremlins, like the actual lore of Gremlins, kind of where they came from, the different manifestations of them, and we'll probably end up touching down a little bit on the movie too, because that's kind of what inspired it for me. It is a Christmas flick, but we're going to be doing like the actual factual Gremlins, because my car has Gremlins. I swear to God, dude, something is always going weirdly wrong. Like tonight, got in my car, and for some reason, my AC like wouldn't change temperature or change fan speed. And I'm like, normally it works 100% of the time. Well, let's say 80% of the time. And so I'm like, tick, 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 trying to turn my defroster on. Nothing's working. Like, it just doesn't work. So, and I know plenty of y'all probably have also had vehicles or, TVs or stereos that, just for some reason out of the middle of nowhere, it just doesn't work. It stops working, starts acting a fool. You hit volume up and it changes your radio station. So that's kind of the thing. It was originated in World War I as an excuse for planes acting a fool.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna get into that, and just roll with it and have fun.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to talk about the Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah. Nightmare at 20,000 feet. Yeah. And then in the Twilight Zone movie, it was with what's his name? Dude who played in Third Rock from the Sun.
Lithgow.
John Lithgow. Yeah, and that was Nightmare at 30,000 feet, which it shows you the difference between how high planes flew in the 60s versus the 90s. Yeah. But yeah, we'll get into that. And Tex, as always, you're welcome to come on if you want, if you ain't got nothing going on.
Yeah, shoot me a link if I don't have any marching orders.
I don't think I have you on Facebook, but I will definitely.
Doesn't matter because I'm not on Facebook.
Send Monica.
He's not on there, so it does not matter.
Make sure Tex gets the link. I'll definitely shoot it. I'll be vigilant about it for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I'll holler at you. We'll get together and we'll set something up to get you on the porch and talk about the flat earth stuff, because I've been wanting to do that for a while, and it's just hard to find somebody that's willing to have a conversation, and not get bent out of shape when you start asking questions.
No, I'm totally down, because I still question a lot of it myself, and there's just certain, I guess what it boils down to is I have more questions about globe Earth nowadays. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, that don't make sense. More than I am like a believer in the flat Earth.
Right.
So it just kind of pushed me onto that ledge. And Monica thinks I'm crazy. I'll send her stuff every once in a while. She just doesn't even reply.
I'm like, nah. Like the earth is flat and hollow simultaneously.
Well, see, look up ancient, Aztec, Mayan, Hebrew, all the old, and that's what it is. It's a dome with a flat earth with a V shape. cavernous system underneath it. You know,
it's a chalice. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's what. So like, and then that's what where it says in the Bible, like the separating the waters from above from the waters below, and then they find these lakes and stuff that are in the ocean, and they can't penetrate them. But it's like literally like they can slam a submarine into it, and they'll watch the waves hit the shoreline, but it's all under the ocean. So, you know, it's like water's above, so below, you know, gets into some weird shit. But yeah, I'm down.
Somebody asked about our New Orleans trip, which is on the 17th of January through the 20th, and of the whole crew, I am the only one who's going to be going now.
Really? Everybody else bailed out on you?
Well, it's me and, well, nobody else from like the major crew. Maybe Bigfoot Michigan Rob will make it. It depends on whether or not the Lions are going to make playoffs or Super Bowl or something. Depends on how the Lions fare, apparently.
Yeah. No, I got screwed out of it. I put it in since we started talking about it, you know, like three months ago or something. And all of a sudden, me and Jen, our bosses, you know, they're a couple, married couple as well, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're gonna go to California, so y'all can't take off that weekend." It just happened to be the same weekend, so it screwed us out of it. But then they're like, "Oh, we'll make it up to you, and we'll pay for your trip to Vegas in February." I'm like, man, I would have rather went to. Oh man, I wanted to go eat. I was so zoned in on eating freaking oysters, and gumbo, and alligator. I'm like, Vegas,
Hanging out in the dungeon with the vampires and Monica.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I really, man,
See, I could have hung out in the dungeon with you and not felt like a weirdo because my friends that are going are not dungeon hangout kind of people. So I'm going to have to like ditch them for a couple of hours and go hang out in the dang dungeon.
Yeah, dude, I was stoked on it, and it just got taken out from under my feet at the last minute. So yeah, I was sour. Yeah, I was sour, to say the least. I've been going in late at work since I found out. I'm like,
fire me.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to come in at 1:30 instead of 12, whether you like it, what are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Seriously, what are you going to do? Nothing, that's what. So let's see. I'm going to do my book review now because I almost forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me, Grand. And we're going to do Demon Moon. Book 1 of the Prof Croft book series, because I like it. It is by Brad Magnarella. And Prof Croft is a professor of mythology. Monica's tired. He is a professor of mythology and a secret warlock in the city of New York. He also has a cat that is possessed by a demon and is of an unusual size and can talk. And it is book 1 in an entire long series of books that have to do with magical realms, fairies, witches, warlocks, demons, vampires, you name it, it's in there. And if you are into all of that cool stuff, then I recommend you to check out the Prof Croft series. It's adventurous. He's snarky. He doesn't know everything. He's still kind of getting his legs under him in the magical world. So he makes a lot of mistakes, and it's pretty interesting, to be honest with you. And I think that if you like all of those things, that you'll like this book series. So check it out if you are so inclined.
Is it on audio?
I really need to get you to read or listen to Daisy Darker.
Daisy Darker.
Daisy Darker.
It makes me think of Darkly Noon.
That's the name of the book, is Daisy Darker.
Okay.
I'm thinking Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, I think of Darkly Noon, which is one of the most effed up movies Brendan Fraser ever did. But if you want to see a hot young Brendan Fraser who is completely
Hell
psycho,
yeah.
check it out. And he is completely off his rocker in that movie.
He's actually a very underrated actor as far as his range goes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else, y'all? Anything anybody wants to contribute before I hit the end button and we go to dark?
No.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. We'll see y'all tomorrow on the Breezy Speakeasy.
Yeah, come on over. Check out him. Check out him at the Breezy Speakeasy. Check out Mr. Joe Breezy.
Mm-hmm.
We might get Tex to come on.
Yeah.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, for all of us here at Our Paranormal World, thanks for tuning in for the whole 45 minutes I think we took talking about Christmas horror movies, and then we went off on tangents about other things. But it's always a fun time, and we enjoy talking to you about whatever comes out of our heads, and we hope that you catch us next time.